I'm Graham Barton. I play center for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this is the side you don't see.
What's the biggest thing you've ever overcome or still overcoming, mentally or physically, on the field or even off of it?
I think there's the buzzword is imposter syndrome, but really I think it just stems from confidence. And I think my whole life, it's a blessing and a curse because, when you're not, as confident, it makes you work harder, push yourself, and you never have those expectations. You never say like, I got it. So I've never felt in a position where I've got it. So I think that's fueled me to get to where I am and to work as hard as I do. But at the same time, it can be tough to live that way when you're always, feel like you're underachieving your expectations for yourself. And because, you demand a lot from yourself to play at this level and to get, to this place, you have to demand a lot of yourself and you have to work really hard. And so I think that's one of the harder things to juggle mentally on and off the field is, okay, I'm a human being, I'm a football player, but my identity as a human doesn't necessarily tie into how I perform on a football field. And so I think that's, something that I've always, I don't want to say struggle with, but gone back and forth with. You have your highs, you have your lows, and just to be able to stay in the middle there and not get too down on yourself and never, like I said, get too high on yourself. Because football's my head coach in college told me once, football is a very humbling sport. The second that you relax, the second that you say I've got it, is the second someone will put you on your butt. So just you got to stay, in the middle there, and to juggle that is I think one of the harder things to do for me personally.
People think, why would you ever leave work? I mean, but it is.
Yeah.
It's not all fun and games. It's a battle.
Yeah. No, this is a job.
It's a job.
Just like anyone else goes to their job, and they have to meet expectations to keep their job, and so job security is never a sure thing here. For very few people it is. So you just, this, as fun as football is, and as much as this is a child's game that we get to play professionally, I know people like to say that it comes with a lot of hardships and it comes with a lot of stress, and it's very hard work. And obviously I love it, and I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. And I'm feel so blessed to be in the position I'm at. But at the same time, you've got to deal with some of that stuff as well.
What do you do to kind of unwind when you're not here?
Yeah, I think I just I put a lot of faith in God. So I think that helps me a lot. It just understanding that God has a plan for everyone. And that, whether it's, to fail or to succeed, obviously I'm going to do everything I can to succeed. But sometimes, God has a plan, and whether that plan is to be a 10-year Pro Bowl or All-Pro kind of guy, or to be a guy who, may not, his calling is not the NFL, it's something else. You have to understand that, everyone's path is different. And like I said earlier, that doesn't, your performance as a football player doesn't tie to who you are as a human being, how you impact others. And I know in this world with just so much attention on it, to a lot of people it can be framed that way and seem that way to outsiders, but it's just important to keep your mind clear and focused.
Would you say you're still kind of overcoming that, or now that rookie season's done, did you overcome that imposter syndrome that I know you kind of said, like what your coach said, always be on your toes?
Yeah.
Is that just learning the mentality every day and it getting better and better, the confidence?
Yeah, I don't want to say it goes away. I just think you get better at handling it. You get better at mitigating it, and you get better at talking to yourself. And I think that's what I would say is the stress and the confidence things never go away, but you get better at handling that the older you get. And I think that's where I've improved as a person.
What's your biggest advice for someone feeling that now, college, high school, or even in the NFL?
Mm-hmm. I would just say everyone's path is different. Just put your head down and go to work. I said this a lot. You have to think process over results. So obviously it's good to have goals and you want to achieve those goals, but you have to love what you do every day, day in and day out. So I'm not worried about what my life looks like in 10 years. I'm worried about tomorrow's practice, and I'm worried about getting better tomorrow. And then the next day I'm going to worry about getting better that day. And that's kind of how I keep it, in my mind, just one day at a time. I'm worried about getting better tomorrow. I'm not worried about week 3. I'm not worried about, the playoffs right now. I'm worried about getting better as a football player, keep improving, getting better, getting ready for practice. And I think, so that's what I would say to younger kids. If your dream is to play in the NFL, Well, don't think about how you're going to get to the NFL tomorrow. Think about how you're going to get better for, your high school team or your college team. Think about how you can be a better leader, a better player. And I think by the time you get to that age where it's your time, if you build that process up, I think you'll be in a good spot, whether that's the NFL or a career. You'll set yourself up for success that way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.